Welcome to the LabCorps information session. My name is Diego Fazi. I'm an innovation program coordinator and I work in the strategy and innovation office. And I am the manager of the LabCorps site for Argonne. So I'm going to give you some basic information about LabCorps and hopefully you will be motivated to apply. What is LabCorps? It's a DOE program that teaches a successful process to determine if a technology developed at the national laboratory is suitable for commercialization. Emphasizing education and training on customer discovery, which is the process by which you identify and validate your customers. It is a program that's funded by DOE offices, so several DOE offices are going to provide funding for a certain number of teams. And of course, teams will be selected which have technologies that are relevant to the office, the specific offices. LabCorps is built on the successful NSF I-Core model, which has been validated through hundreds of successful participants from universities and other educational institutions and research institutions. And it consists in an intense 7-week program with a focus on testing business model by talking to customers, users, and buyers of your technology. At the end of the program, the deliverable is a go, no-go decision on whether the technology is suitable for commercialization and what route to market is the most suitable. It can have different outcomes, including start a company or licensing deal with industry or a collaborative research agreement and so on. After the program is over, teams will receive post-training assistance to further their commercialization plans by the Strategy and Innovation Office and the Chicago Innovation Exchange, which helps us manage the program. So who and why? I wanted to make this clear because I've seen confusion in the past cohorts. So everybody, all Argonne employees can participate in LabCorps. There's no restriction. If you're a postdoc, you're a staff member, you can participate in the program. There are two main reasons why you might want to participate. And first reason is because you are actually working on a research project that has commercial applications. But also you might want to participate even if you are not involved in a commercially relevant project, but you are interested in learning about technology commercialization and entrepreneurship. So in the first case, you would go ahead and submit an application with a specific project. And in the second case, you can enter your name and information in the team formation form. And if there is demand from teams that applied, you will be paired with an existing project and go through the LabCorps program. And I want to underline that there's no specific technical or business expertise that is required to participate in the program. Even if you end up participating with an existing project that is not in your field of expertise, it's not something that you are an expert about or you have worked on, that's not going to be a problem because the focus of this program is on the technology commercialization part, not on the technical side of it. And you can find both the application link, if you're in case 1, and the team formation form for case 2 on our LabCorps frequently asked question page. Now, how do we form teams and make selections? The teams that participate in LabCorps are composed of 3 people. It's going to be a principal investigator, which is the technical lead for the project from Argonne or Fermilab. And then this principal investigator will be paired with an entrepreneurial lead. The entrepreneurial lead will be the person who will do the heavy lifting in terms of the work required by the program, but also the principal investigator will be significantly engaged. And then these two team members will be paired with an industry mentor who's going to be a person from outside of the lab, a person with experience in starting and running a business, ideally in the same industry that your technology resides in. And this person is going to provide assistance and guidance throughout the program on a pro bono basis. It is not necessary to have a complete team at the time of the application. That actually the only required member is the principal investigator when you apply. But if you need assistance with identifying an entrepreneurial lead or an industry mentor, we will help you, assist you in finding the right people. Once the applications are submitted, there will be two main selection criteria. One is what is the commercial potential of the technology being submitted. Of course, we want to send through the program projects that have a high potential for success. But also we want to make sure that the team members can commit to the requirements of the program and have the right mindset and desire, and they are people who can be who are teachable, basically, because we want you to go through this program and learn. The application process is pretty straightforward. There's an online application that you will be filling out, and this application will be screened internally to check that they comply with the requirements and that they are relevant to the call from DOE. And then we will follow up with a brief phone interview to make sure that we're all on the same page, and then that we set the right expectations for the program. And then all relevant application will be forwarded to the DOE offices, and it will be the DOE that makes the final selection based on funding availability and on the match between the office's vision and the project that applied. What will you get out of LabCorps? So this is going to be two-folded results. One is that you're going to receive training that you never received before. That's gonna give you a skill set that you don't have. That will teach you basics in business, and how to start a business and run a business, and how to go about technology commercialization. And of course, the other main outcome is that you will have a much better understanding of whether your technology has a market, and who are your customers, and how you're going to reach them. So the core of the program consists in learning a repeatable process that has proven successful in identifying the commercial potential of new technology. And these represent the transferable skills and career enhancement opportunities I was referring to. You will be receiving coaching from experienced professors, entrepreneurs, industry experts that will provide also access to their professional networks, so you will be building a lot of new relationships that might be extremely useful in the future, both for your research, but also for if you decide to move forward with the commercialization of your project. Throughout the program, that's the 7-8 week program, you will receive up to $75,000 from DOE to pay for your time, for your effort and travel. So everything will be covered, and you will also receive additional support, in kind support, from both Argonne and Chicago Innovation Exchange. During the 7-8 week of the program, we need commitment from both a principal investigator and an entrepreneurial lead that they can dedicate the required time to the program. This is going to be an intense program. You're going to be required to put in a lot of hours, and principal investigator is required to commit at least 50% of their time while the entrepreneurial lead is required to put in at least 75% of their time. And the core part of the program is going to be the customer discovery process. What is customer discovery? It's basically an application of the scientific method to business. You basically start by generating initial hypotheses about who your customers are, what problems they have, and how you are going to solve them, which means that you basically create a business model for your venture. And then you, to verify if your hypotheses are correct, you basically go and do experiments, which means you go and interview real people. Those are your potential customers, users, buyers, and you basically try to get as much information from them that allow you to test your hypothesis. Then, when you talk to your customers, of course, you're looking for relevant information about what are their problems, what it is that they are concerned about for their business. How do they make their buying decisions? What value do you have to deliver to get them to buy? These are all information that will allow you to assess whether your initial hypotheses are correct or not. And if your experiment do not support your hypothesis, then you will have to modify your business model based on this customer feedback, which means that you will have to generate new hypotheses and repeat the process until you find what it is that the customers want, what problems they need solving, how they want it solved, and how you are going to deliver that product to them. So this is how the training is going to be structured. There's going to be a pre-training webinar a week or so before the actual training starts. Then there's going to be a 4-day in-person training course in Golden, Colorado with all the instructors and all the rest, the other teams from all the national laboratories. There's going to be training on the business model canvas, which is the framework you're going to use to develop your business model. And you're gonna, during this initial in-person training, you're gonna conduct your first customer interviews. Then once you get back from Golden, you will be for 6 weeks. You will be at Argonne or at your home lab, and you will continue conducting customer interviews via phone, via Skype, preferably actually, and the best means is actually face-to-face meetings. So you will be strongly encouraged to do that. And each week there will be a webinar during which you will be asked to present the results of your interviews, what you learn, what information you have, and what information you still need to gather, and who you're going to talk to next to get those information, those pieces of information. And throughout the process, you will receive support from Argonne and CIE staff, and we will help you with any issue you might have. And then there will be a closing session, again in Golden, Colorado, a 3-day closing session. And at the end of these 3 days, you will be giving a final presentation, which includes your go or no-go decision. So these are the relevant dates for the program. The application is open for 2 cohorts. So we're going to be cohort 3, which is going to be the summer cohort for this summer 2016, and the cohort 4 is going to be the fall cohort. But both the application for both cohorts are going to be submitted at the same time, and the deadline is May 1st. It is expected that the DOE will send a selection notification by May 27th, and then the 2 cohorts will actually be from the summer cohort from July 6th to August 27th, and for the fall cohort, this is not firm yet, but it tentatively is set from October 17th to December 9th. So what is the current status of LabCorps And also, I'm tying also I-Corps. I-Corps is basically the program that LabCorps was modeled upon. And there is an I-Corps site at University of Chicago Polski Center. So we have also access to that program, and actually we have had teams going through that. But so far we had 3 teams that graduated from cohort 1, dynamic aperture, frequency sensing, charge control, and sonic LQ. And currently we have cohort 2 ongoing, and 3 teams are participating: nano heat block, racing wafer, electrodeionization, and smart charge adapter. And then we also have currently 2 teams participating in the Polski Center I-Corps program, Advanced Monocat Technologies and NG2EV. And so we have a lot going on, and we already have 3 graduates, plus we also had another team, NEF, that attended participated in the Next Energy I-Corps program on energy and transportation, which is held in Denver. So we had already quite a few teams that went through the process, and more teams that are currently going through the program, and all of them really were enthusiastic about the process. They all got great value from the program. Either they actually found identified customers and partners to move forward with the technology commercialization. Like, for example, Sonic LQ, they moved on to participate in a Clean Energy Trust Challenge, which is a competition for funding. But other teams like Dynamic Aperture and Frequency Sensing Charge Control also had great feedback about the potential application for their technology and who their most likely customers are. And they might, some of these teams receive feedback that they need to go back to the lab and maybe tweak their technology a little bit so that it actually is more relevant to their customers' needs. Some other are looking maybe for the right partner to do some field testing for their technology and so on. This is really something that I think you would all benefit from attending if you have a relevant technology, or if you have interest in learning about commercialization and innovation. So now I want to have Jason Parizo from the Chicago Innovation Exchange say a couple of words, because we work very closely with the CIE, and they help us throughout the process, provide support both before, during, and after the training. So, Jason.
All right, thank you, Diego. My name is Jason Parizo. I'm the director of the University of Chicago Innovation Fund. I've been working with LabCorps teams now for the past 2 cohorts, as well as I-Corps teams at the University of Chicago. We've now had 60 graduates of our program at the university. And I also run, as I mentioned, the University of Chicago Innovation Fund. It's a $20 million fund focused on commercializing technologies out of the university, Argonne, Fermilab, and the Marine Biological Laboratory. A big part of what we do at the CIE is focused on helping teams at Argonne move closer to the path towards commercialization, whether that's licensing your technology or even building a company. We have a multitude of programs and resources, and we're here to help. We're here to be advisors to you as you find your path. To essentially what we do for LabCorps, it's a couple of things. One, we provide advice to teams when they need it. We help, wherever possible, make connections to potential customers, users, buyers that might be in your value chain. Beyond that, we run an orientation program prior to the start of LabCorps, where we'll talk about what to expect, how to succeed, how to set yourself up as best as possible, and how to get a fast start. Beyond that, after LabCorps is completed, we'll sit down and meet with you and talk about the other programs across the university that will fill the other needs that you'll have, whether that's finding other team members through the University of Chicago Collaboratorium, where we can put you in front of 200 booth students and other graduate students that are looking for highly technical projects to potentially turn into businesses, or the Innovation Fund, where if you have brought your technology far enough and it seems to be that there is a real and exciting market for it, that we may actually invest in the potential business to help you move it out of the lab. But again, we are here to be advisors to you however we possibly can. We run office hours at Argonne once a month. And we also have an office, Argonne's first office, as it were, at the CIE in Chicago. So you're welcome to use that space. So please reach out to Diego and come take advantage of all that we have to offer to the teams from across our ecosystem.
Thank you, Jason. And regarding that office, I just wanted to add that the teams that participate in LabCorps will be given an opportunity to use that office after the program is over on a regular basis and keep interacting with the CIE to receive guidance to further their commercialization strategy. So thank you everybody for attending this session, and we hope to see a lot of applications of this round.